Hey sports fans, Coach Nick here and welcome to B-Ball Breakdown. If you haven't checked out our chat from earlier today, watch it. We have Brian Geltzeiler, also known as Hoops Critic from Twitter, on, and we discuss each of the playoff series in detail. Some terrific insight going on, so don't miss it. Well, now let's look at the Pacers versus Knicks second round series. What I did was isolate the five-man lineups, the best and the worst for each team. Now we had some criteria. The lineups that we had to have played in at least both of the games and played at least about 4 or 5 minutes for us to consider them any kind of a regular rotation. So isolating those five-man lineups, we came up with some really interesting insights, and I think Knicks fans might not be too excited about our results. The best lineup for the Pacers has been their starters, and it's the most common five-man group Coach Vogel has used by far. The key to their success is that Carmelo Anthony has to guard David West. Upset over a no call, Melo doesn't hustle back on defense, and as a result isn't in position to hedge on this double ball screen that gets the Pacers an open three. Carmelo Anthony gets caught staring at the ball and doesn't even realize his man David West has cut to the low post. Shumpert is forced to pick him up, and this is no contest. With West setting a screen for Paul George, Melo does not step up to help on the cut. This allows Paul George to get right to the hoop and score. In transition, Melo doesn't have the strength to hold off West when he runs right to the rim and posts up. Melo needs a lot of help when guarding West, especially from the Pacers' favorite spot, the elbow. Chandler has to step over to help, and that allows Hibbert very deep position. If he catches it that low, he's going to score more often than not. On this ball screen, watch how Melo doesn't hedge. In fact, he backs up, forcing J.R. Smith to help one pass away, opening an easy shot for Stevenson to hit a three. The worst five-man lineup for the Pacers is mainly due to playing both DJ Augustin and Sam Young at the same time. They don't offer much on the offensive end at all, and haven't made an impact defensively either. Sam Young on Melo is a nightmare for the Pacers. Watch how he initially tries to go under this pin down before giving up the open shot and fouling the screener. And Young made matters worse by carelessly throwing away this post-entry pass. And another costly turnover as Young simply drops the pass out of bounds. And DJ Augustin has been killing the Pacers on offense with the lowest offensive rating on the team by far. He's simply not a guy who will finish well at the rim. And turnovers have killed the Pacers thus far, and the Knicks defense has been able to feast on the Pacers bench. The Knicks' best five-man lineup hasn't played much together, but clearly benefits from having savvy veterans like Kidd and Chandler out there. While Prigioni is technically a rookie, we can consider him an old veteran too. Pablo Prigioni has been having a fantastic series so far, leading the regulars an offensive rating on a mix of threes and shots in the lane. Anytime the matchups dictate that Hansbrough has to guard Melo, the Knicks have been able to cause a lot of problems for the Pacers. And David West, for that matter, cannot match up with Melo on the perimeter either. Reuniting Kidd and Chandler brings back the good defense played by the Mavericks in their 2010 title run. Add Prigioni, who will play good positional defense, and J.R. Smith, who hustles, and you have a really good defensive unit. The worst lineup for the Knicks centers on Melo's poor defensive play and J.R. Smith's shooting. Chandler and Shumpert can't hold the defense together by themselves, and the offense tends to stagnate the most with this group. Melo can really kill your defense with his lack of effort. On this out-of-bounds play, watch how he doesn't even try to get around the cross screen, forcing Felton to pick up David West, then allows his man to backscreen Shumpert without calling it out or getting in Paul George's way. Melo again hurts the defense by doubling the post one pass away, forcing a needless rotation on the perimeter. He then allows middle penetration, and Felton helps one pass away, and they give up an open three. We've shown in the past that the Knicks are most dangerous when Felton gets deep penetration. He's simply not good at settling for this 15-footer off the pick and roll. So there you have it, sports fans. For the very reason the Knicks do well on offense with Melo at the 4 is the same reason they're going to have problems on the defensive end. So a couple things. The Pacers starters have played 52 minutes over 2 games, and they're a plus 12.5. So Vogel is letting them play together and get comfortable, whereas Woodson has only played the Knicks starters 22 minutes over the 2 games, and they're only at a 5.1 plus. So you can see the dichotomy there where the Knicks starters aren't playing a lot of minutes together. And the next most common lineup for the Knicks is negative 31.7 for 11 minutes. So there's a real big problem there, and if I were a Pacer fan, I'd feel pretty good, even though you got hammered in that game too. I think it was more of an anomaly and certainly just a normal pratfall of the Indiana offense that probably won't happen another 3 times in this series. Well, thanks for joining us, and don't forget, at B-Ball Breakdown, we're not a channel, we're a conversation. You in?